the ultimate in oppositional defiance disorder, the main squeeze of ODD, adamant refusal to believe any of it, to lift a finger, to even participate through breathing, not an utterance of inhalation, not a single wisp exhaled, held in on all sides by force of will. Hell no, we will not grow. We will not go there willing. We will not sigh in vain. We will hold it all in until it seeps out the edges of fate and light and justice and fear. And then we'll deny our explosion in the gratification of the boom. Pure silence, pure near, pure, unadulterated, common, low-key. Shh. The old paper was convinced it was supposed to tear along the folded line. It had been forced back into position so many times the fibers of the creases had nearly disintegrated, and the softness of what was left knew it would have to eventually let go. She had to gently convince it to stay intact. She needn't open it to read it. The letter had traced itself on her mind a little deeper each time she had unfolded it before. With or without the paper, the words were folded into her. It wasn't the words that drew her to it. It was the very paper she held, the familiarity that had developed around the corners and worn down angles. It didn't matter what was on it. After the words spoken, the words written lost their punch. It was all fiction now. She couldn't believe any of it. She couldn't believe any of it anymore. None of it had really ever happened, not in the way that it had before. Not in the way that she realized them in the experience, not the things she thought before having to think about what she knows now. It was all fiction, a story someone else had been writing. She, a character she was yet to meet. She was a page unfolded, a paper to slide right off. All the little bits of herself given in truth were rearranged until she didn't recognize who she was reading. The letter said, "You are a ghost," and it was haunting her. She thought it was a beautiful dream. She thought it was a friend. She thought it was an apparition of faith. But it was a science experiment. It was a study of human sociology. It was a test to see if similar results could be predictably repeated. It was a sham. She wasn't a ghost because this paper had lost its spirit. It had lost its fold. She didn't want to force it to bend, to reveal itself, to show its stains to the light of the day because they didn't mean anything anymore. She knew the results. She could see the data repeated in other subjects who didn't see the characterization of themselves on the little folded pages they were holding. Some screaming and waving their fictitious stories in the air, some repeating their narrative blindly by heart, so deeply traced in them that no longer sought to read. The pages of stories we all wanted to be true, good or bad, for better or worse. She felt comfort in the terror in knowing she wasn't the only one. But poetry is for bards singing the messages that they carry, and we can be anyone in a song. It's the paper that waits. It's the singer that changes the tune. She ran the edges of the paper corners over her fingers like velvet carpets of 1,000 dreams, feeling the braille of its story, letting it slip through her character.